Hi, this is a quick update on the greenhouses, what we've got, what's happening. Of course, we've got the extension that's taking up most of the time at the moment. Here we go. Here's some of the Cattleya types doing their thing. Bulbophyllum's just growing as normal. No flowers on them actually at the moment, but some of the brassavolas which are still settling in. The Dendrobiums, well, the big ones anyway. The parishii are just sort of doing their last sort of flowering at the moment. They're finished. Sanguineum's long finished. These things are coming into flower soon. These are the Cedar equitans plants, and these are all the plants that we've gotten that need to grow. All the hospital area, you know, these things that are going to be ready for sale in the next 6 to 12 months. Some of them maybe sooner, the Gramanga siliceis or the Dendrobiums here, and there are lots of other things on this table. Then there's some that are ready for sale. There's some Dendrochilums, the Dendrobium cumulatums are just coming into flower. You hit Ancelias at the back, the big Balenianums. Got the Aroids, which we've just started getting recently, down here at the bottom, just doing their thing. The section Beckerii, Bulbophyllums, or the Coelogynes. Oh, there's a always in flower thing. It's Coelogyne longifolia from Borneo. It's an endemic. More Bulbophyllums, Coelogynes, bits of everything. More Coelogynes in here. Plants that are growing. There's some plants that will be ready over the next few months. It's Gongoras, and what else is in here? Pseudomylicastes, maxillarias, other things down here as well. Some tropical terrestrials. There's some Phyas and some Acanthophypiums in there. Folidotas here. These are all ready for sale. These are their Trichopilias, maxillarias. Some of these I still haven't even listed on the shop yet, actually. Maxillarias in here. There's some Epidendrums in there. They're coming out. They're going to be listed soon. Epidendrum schweinfurthianum. So yeah, lots going on. More Coelogynes up there at the back. The bigger ones there. Most of them are our stock plants. Oh, that thing's in flower. That's Epidendrum bletcherianum. That's our stock plant. And up here, of course, we've got the usual. All those sanderae coming back into flower. There's all the angraecoids growing down here. We don't have any of those listed at the moment, but we could probably list a couple of Orangas soon. Some of the Dendrochilums are mounted. Some of the bulbos. This thing here is just going crazy. Look at that. Put it on a mossy pole. Like this gets sprayed every day. This is one of those species. It's something in the section Beckerii group, but it's one of the smaller ones like globosum or inunctum. Yeah, just like leaves coming out from just anywhere. They just love it, and that's how they would grow in the wild when they're trunk epiphytes. You know, they face upwards with the leaves like that. Certainly how I've seen them grow. Yeah, the bulbos are set. They do like these hanging down in the middle things. Look at that submarmaratum. That's so many spikes that are there. They're all. That one's gone bonkers. That plant. Yeah, very happy. And don't know what else. Oh, there's a Houlettia is just about to flower here. Some other things are trying to grow. There's an Apendicula, which I've got those growing at all different temperatures at the moment, just seeing which one works best. This is an unknown one. We don't know what that is. Schultesii growing in here from a very unsuccessful import from a couple of years ago. More going on. This is an interesting one. This is it's just started growing, sending out new growth. It's just sat there and done nothing for a few years. It's a recently described species from the Philippines called Bulbophyllum, Prasinoglossum. So wait and see what happens there. What else we got going on? The moniliformes are all got leaves on them at the moment. You can see the leaves are tiny. Look at that. I actually haven't yet to see any of them in flower. I've never seen this thing in flower, ever. But they seem to be, some of the ones, particularly the ones that have been in this greenhouse for longer, seem to be very happy. The ones that came from Marius's greenhouse seem to be much less happy. It depends on the conditions, I suppose, that they're grown in. Nothing going on here with all the Dendrochilums. I've got a fantastic plant of undulatum that's inside at the moment because I've been photographing it. Got the longifolia, latifolium variety macranthum still in flower here. There's a couple of variety latifoliums in here as well. And there's Dendrobium usitae. It's a natural hybrid. Just doing its thing. What else we got? Oh, the final few anosmums just here in flower. They're quite pretty actually. So, but the canes of these, I'm quite surprised at how small the canes are. Canes of these, from when I've seen them in the wild, you know, these things hang out the front of people's houses over in Asia. More brassavolas up there. Some of them ready for sale. Got some Dendrobium tortillis and chryseums here. I still haven't listed those on the shop, I don't think either, some of those. Dendrobium farmeri, thraciflorum. Here's all the formosums in flower. I need to get these on the shop as well, on the store. Quite pretty, and they've got a lovely fragrance to them. But yeah, got some more. There's some coelogynes to sort through, Dendrochilum coelogynes. More Dendrobiums down here. That's all the Houlettia group. I keep them a lot more shady and wet. Unknown Dendrochilums, part of the national collection. Down here, here's all the bulbos. The papilosums are coming into flower now. You can see there's a spike there. I saw another one this morning on another plant. Where is it? God, it's gone. Oh, there it is. There, that one's about to open at the back there. These are all, most of these are my own collection, or ones that are ready for sale. The falcartums you can see there, all mounted. Then you got all the ones that are still growing, or they're being split. You know, this is how I do it, and they just grow down here like this. And some of them not looking great, so I do go through these every few weeks. I go through them and just turf out the ones that are looking beyond repair. More Dendrobiums. These are usually the kiki plants, which, you know, some of the stock plants which we get the kikis from. Here, what's that? That's the nudum, which usually that's always in flower. Here's the anae, and these are interesting. These are unknown Dendrobiums that came into flower quite recently, and I put some pictures on Instagram, and they turned out to be chryseum, which is quite a nice thing to get. Helicoglossums still last few little flowers on a couple of the plants, but they had their, you know, June was their heyday, early June. And then up here in the middle, you know, we've got more brassavolas. I think I saw the other day that, was it this thing? This is my plant of tomentosa. No, that's tomentosa there. It's flowered 4 times so far this year. No, it's the Velutina, which has got spikes on it again, which is here. But yeah, the middle bit is always looking interesting. The vanilla's made a comeback from just getting sprayed every day. I was growing that certainly wrong. The Dendrobium chameleon, we're going to take the kikis off that quite soon and get those ready for sale for next year. That's quite a rare species, and yes, as its name suggests, their flowers actually do change colour. The Coelogyne odowardii, a couple of other very interesting species up here. That's my own plant, stock plant of Epidendrum treacherrianum. It's one of my favourite orchids. So yeah, that's what's happening in the big main greenhouse. And now we will go and have a look at the new extension that's being built. And this is going to extend the greenhouse that we were just on through the back wall there. Going to knock out part of that back wall, and this is where the drier species are going to be kept. So we're going to keep the Coelogynes, the Bulbophyllums, the Dendrochilums in that front greenhouse bit there. This one's much higher, so it's going to get warmer, and this is where the Dendrobiums are going to go, and anything that Cattleya types, and anything that doesn't like to be grown as wet. So we're going to put the sprinklers on in that front greenhouse there, so it's just constantly misting and in there, and keeping those Coelogynes and Dendrochilums happy. Fussy things. Well, actually, they're not that fussy. Then we got this greenhouse here, and the cloud forest one. This one recently we had to try and work out ways that we could dehumidify it a little bit, because it was things were rotting a little bit. And here we got Veitchiana in flower. In fact, there's a few flowers on it, and a few more coming into flower. Quite pretty. The photographs never really do them justice, because you can't see the UV part of the flowers. Poroglossum, this thing's been in flower now for a couple of months. Quite pretty. The snap, that part of it's down at the moment. Oh, we got Dracula, hirtzii just opening up here. What's interesting in this one is this Coelogyne. it's a lot of the flowers have gone over now. This is the white form of schultesii. It was absolutely covered in flowers recently. It's always interesting getting down to this level because you can see all the what's happening with some of the Dracula. See how I hang them all just underneath? It's a lot darker, and you get the flowers coming on them. What else is there to report? We've got Lepanthes in flower here. God, this one's going to be hard to focus. Put my finger on it. That's never going to work. Oh well, you can see it for. There it is. It's deleastes. We're going through at the moment. We're really making sure that they're flowered first before we sell them, because we find that a lot of them, they turn out to be something different. That one was in flower yesterday and I'm mistaking photographs of it. We've got a Masdevallia over here that's about to flower. We've got the Dendrochilum, Portilioides over here. Here's another Lepanthes. That's easy. That's mulleriana. I am going to check the ID on a couple of these though, because they look very, very close to Catlerii for my liking. And I think, what else is there in here? We've recently put an Anthurium in here as well, just seeing how that grows. Certainly the calumnias grow a lot better in this particular greenhouse. It's more humid for them. Up here we've got some of the bright loving Dendrochilums. That's all Masdevallia. There's some Coelogyne carinatas up here, which I like it a bit cooler. And the new Terranensis are all down there as well. There's Scaphisosepalum, Antiniferum again. These little things are very hard to get the camera to focus. Paul Vignoles come back into flower. There's some Platysteles here in flower. The Dracula dodsonii are, none of them actually open today, but they're all flowering at the moment. Interestingly though, with the dodsonii, I dropped the humidity in here slightly and they all started getting leaf drops straight away. So yeah, it's there are always, it's a tough thing to do, is get the humidity balance right with the when it's just too much with the air circulation, because if you get it wrong, you'll end up with just rotted plants. I'm going through all of the hospital plants and needs to grow plants at the moment, just putting things out that are ready for sale and just checking to make sure everything is as healthy as it could be. We're going to be making some changes in this greenhouse as well and moving things around a little bit just to accommodate plants better for what they need. Anyway, thank you for listening.